Good afternoon, children. Okay.
Good afternoon.
We are going to discuss questions from increasing and decreasing. Although we started maxima, minima, for the time being, let's do 2 more questions, extra questions from this increasing and decreasing functions. Okay, it is not from the topic maxima, minima, increasing, decreasing functions. After that, we can move on to maxima and minima. These 2 questions are very important questions. Right on. The first one, find the intervals in which the function f of x is equal to, find the intervals in which f of x is equal to sine 3x, f of x is equal to sine 3x, is increasing or decreasing, in the interval. Okay, in 0, pi by 2. Find the intervals in which f of x is equal to sine 3x is increasing or decreasing in 0, pi by 2. So it is given in 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 means it is in the first quadrant. In this first quadrant, in which all the intervals it is increasing, in which all the intervals it is decreasing. We want to discuss this one. Okay. So listen. So f of x is given. So what do we do for finding increasing or decreasing? F of x is equal to 0, isn't it? F dash of x is 0. So we find what is f dash of x. What is derivative of f dash of, what is derivative of sine 3x? What is the derivative of sine 3x?
3 cos 3x.
It is 3 cos 3x. Now listen, children. F dash of x is 0 implies 3 cos 3x is equal to 0. Okay, don't write. 1 second, you listen. Here, this is the point, very important. This point is very important. Cos 3x is 0. So from here, what you can write? Cos 3x is 0. So cos, for which values and all, it will become 0. Cos, for which values you will get 0. What about cos 0? Cos 0 is 1, isn't it? Listen here. If you know this, cos 0 is 1 and cos pi get minus 1, isn't it? Again, it will become 2 pi. But what about these 2 points, 90 and 270? It will become 0. At these points, it will become 0. Cos will become 0. So cos 3x is 0 means 3x may be taking the values pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, and so on. It takes many values. Okay, not only for pi by 2, all the multiples of pi by 2, odd multiples of pi by 2. Pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, everything will become 0. So from here, what is x? What will be x? It will be pi by 6, 3 pi by 2 into 3, 5 pi by, I'm dividing by 3, and so on. So we get x is equal to pi by 6, pi by 2, 5 pi by 6, and so on. So which value will satisfy in the interval? We have to select, although we are getting many values for x, which are the values will be in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Only those values you have to select. Is it clear? Up to this, is it okay, children? Given function is f of x is sine 3x. We find f dash of x. What is f dash of x? 3 into cos 3x. We equate f dash of x to 0. So we get 3 cos 3x is 0. Into 3 on going other side, it will become 0 by 3, which is 0. So we get 3x is 0. Cos 3x is 0. So in cos, for which all the values will become 0. We know that cos 90 is 0, cos 270 is 0, cos 5 pi by 2 0, and so on. So from here, what is the value of x? So into 3, I am taking to other side. When you take it to other side, it will become by 3. So we get pi by 6, pi by 2, 5 pi by 6, and so on. Okay, so from here, we have to select only those value which lie in the given interval. Which value will lie in this interval? Whether pi by 6 lies in this interval. Is or no? Is or no? Tell me, children. Up to this, is it okay? Krishna Chandran, Gayatri, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Naurin, are you able to follow? Emmanuel? Is it okay? Huh? Because this is an important question. Listen, follow me. Then only you'll be able to understand this. Okay, up to this, is it okay? The interval is given as 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 means in first quadrant. So in 0 to pi by 2, which are the values will lie? You can check it here. Pi by 6 will lie, isn't it? Here it is not possible. Don't write like this into and all. This is for your understanding. I am writing here. Okay, in your answer sheet, don't write. It is for your understanding. If you are writing, write it with pencil. Note down with pencil. If you take 5 pi by 6, 5 into 180 by 6, what you will get? Okay, it will become 150. It will exceed 90. So that one will not possible. Then which are the possible values? Only pi by 6. The possible value is pi by 6. So here, the whole number line, then instead of number line here, it is from 0 to pi by 2. From 0 to pi by 2, we get the value pi by 6. So actual the number interval is divided into 2, 0 to pi by 6 and pi by 6 to pi by 2. Is it okay? We divide it into two intervals, 0 to pi by 6 and pi by 6 to pi by 2. So you take the first interval. In the interval 0 to pi by 6. 0 to pi by 6. Pi by 6 means what is the value? 30, isn't it? In 0 to 30. What about f dash of x? What is f dash of x? Cos 3x. Will it be positive or negative? Will it be positive or negative? Find it out. Maximum value will get pi by 6. Cos 90. What is the value of cos 90? Is it pi by 6, isn't it? So will it be positive? Why? Why I wrote positive here? If you want, you can take some value. Pi by 6 means it is 0. For your understanding, children, I am writing like this, 0 to 30. Okay. You take some value 15. What is cos 3 into 15? Is it cos 45? Is it 1 by root 2 positive? Yes or no? In first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios are positive. So particularly cos 45 is positive. So we can say f of x is increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 6. It is increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 6. Now take the next interval. Which is the next interval? Pi by 6 to pi by 2. So between pi by 6 to pi by 2, which value you can take, Punya? 30 to 90. So the interval pi by 6 to pi by 2, which known value you can consider? Yes, children, between Punya is there? Between 30 and 90. Which are the values you can consider? Apple, 30 and 90, you can consider?
60.
60 you can consider, or 45 you can take. Isn't it? Suppose I'm taking 60. 60 means it is pi by 3. So it will be f dash of x. Cos 3 into pi by 3. So we'll get cos pi. What is cos pi? Minus 1, which is less than 0. Therefore, f of x is decreasing in the interval pi by 6 to pi by 2. Therefore, f of x is decreasing in the interval pi by 6 to pi by 2. f of x is decreasing in the interval pi by 6 to pi by 2. So combining this, we can write the answer as, f of x. Therefore, f of x is increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 6 and decreasing in pi by 6 to pi by 2. And it is decreasing in the interval pi by 6 to pi by 2. Is it okay, Nandana? Is it okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all thorough with the trigonometric formulas, trigonometric ratios, values? Then only you'll be able to do this question easily. This is a very important question. It's a very important repeated question. Not only for your board exam, when you go for any entrance exams, this type is very important. Trigonometric functions, they give more importance. Okay. Suppose this question is asked for case study question. Okay. Listen, suppose the same question. This is a 4-mark question. Now you said it is 4-mark question and we don't have. The same question will be asked in case study. There is a chance for asking this question in case study. So in case study, how the question will be asked? The question will be like the same. Okay, given f of x, it will be splitted. Only the thing is it will be splitted. So the first question may be like this. Okay, this is some sample questions are there. Once I send the sample questions, you will understand. Okay. So the first part will be like this. F dash of x is, okay, 4 options will be given. Cos 3, 3 cos 3x, 3 sin 3x. Okay, 4 options will be given. Okay, then the second part, is it clear? The second part will be f dash of x is positive in which of the intervals? 4 intervals will be given. If you solve this completely, only you'll be able to do these questions, case study questions. Then third one will be f dash of x is negative in which of the intervals? It will be a continuation only. Then fourth one, so what, f of x is increasing in which all the intervals? Is it clear? Okay, or that solution part also they may ask. Cos 3x is equal to 0. So what are the possible values of x? So what are the possible values of x here? X takes only possible value here, pi by 2. Okay, the same question, it will be divided into 3 or 4 steps and it will be asked as a single case study question. Depending on the marks, 4 marks or 5 marks. So we can't say that 4-mark questions will not be asked. That is why particularly they mention case study, paragraph-based questions are there. Is it okay? Achyut, is it clear?
Yes.
Gauri?
Ma'am,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
conclusion, last one. Okay. ma'am.
Okay. Now write the next one. Next one is a similar question. Find the intervals. Find the intervals in which f of x is equal to, find the intervals in which f of x is equal to, find the intervals in which f of x is equal to sin x plus cos x. F of x is equal to sin x plus cos x. Find the intervals in which f of x is equal to sin x plus cos x is increasing with 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2 pi. Find the intervals in which f of x is increasing in the interval 0 to 2 pi. In 0 to 2 pi means that full value you have to take, isn't it? One full rotation you have to take. The previous case, we had only the first quadrant. Now here it is from 0 to 2 pi. Now listen, children. Listen. Here the important point is, if you follow in this way what I am going to do, it will be easy for you. Okay. I feel that easy. Okay. Sometimes you will be, if you may feel the other method as easy. Okay. Now listen. Here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find out f dash of x. What is f dash of x? It is cos x minus sin x. Is it correct? Now I'm going to do f dash of x is 0. F dash of x is 0 means we get cos x minus sin x is 0. Actually, there is some formulas and all are there in trigonometry. If you take your 11th standard textbook, some formulas are there for solving such equations. Okay, cos A is equal to cos B. Cos A is equal to cos B means what is A? Some formulas are there. Instead of learning that formula, instead of not learning that formula, I'm going to give only based on the values. Okay, based on the values, we are going to solve it. Good here. Cos x minus sin x is 0. So from here, shall I write like this? Sin x is equal to cos x. Is it correct? Cos x minus sin x is 0 means both are equal. That means, shall I write tan x equal to 1? Both the sides I divide by cos. I convert in terms of tan so that it will be easy. It's equal to cos x by cos x, divide by cos x. So cos x, tan x is 1. Is it okay? Up to this, is it okay? Is it clear, children? What I did here, equate it to 0. I write sin x minus cos x is 0. So you get sin x is equal to cos x. What we are doing here, we divide both the sides by cos x. So we get sin by cos, tan x equal to 1. So we want to find those values of x where tan will become 1. For 1 second, please don't write, children. Please listen. Tan, in which all the quadrants it will be 1. In which all the quadrants it will be 1. Yes, Rijas.
1 and 3.
1 and 3. In the first quadrant, it will be 1. Okay. So here, the value we can take it as pi by 4, isn't it? Here we used to take the angle in the form of theta. What about in the second quadrant? If you take any angle, it takes the form pi minus theta. Is or no? It will be less than 180. All these things we have learned last year. If you take a second quadrant, in the second quadrant, an angle will be of the form pi minus theta. What about in the third quadrant? It takes the form pi plus theta. It takes the form pi plus theta. What about the fourth quadrant? You avoid 90 and 270. Don't take 90 and 270. If you take 90 and 270, it will have to take complementary. So always do with terms of 0 and pi. That is easy. So what about the fourth quadrant? It will be of the form 2 pi minus theta. 2 pi will coincide with 0. Okay. So if you take the first quadrant, it takes the form theta. Second quadrant, it takes the form pi minus theta. Third quadrant, it is pi plus theta. Fourth quadrant, it is 2 pi minus theta. Now
Ma'am,
here, yes.
it can also be written as minus theta.
Yes, in first rotation only we can write minus theta. In second rotation, it will become 2 pi, more than 260, isn't it? So that is why we insist it as 2 pi minus theta. Okay, 2 pi minus theta is equivalent to minus theta. Okay, 2 pi is equivalent to minus theta. Okay, now listen, children. Here, tan x is 1. So which are the two quadrants you have to consider? In which quadrants you will get tan is positive? In which quadrants you will get tan as positive? Emmanuel?
First order.
First quadrant and Recall this one, all silver teacups.
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant. Okay. So X takes the values. In first quadrant, it is takes the form theta. Theta means here it is pi by 4. We know that. Tan 45, that tan pi by 4 is 1. So this one you can take it as theta. So we can take this as pi by 4. Then next value is pi plus theta. That is pi plus pi by 4. So it will be pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4. Because in one rotation only we consider from 0 to 2 pi. So X takes the value pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4. So these are the values of X we get. Tan X is 1. For these values, we get tan X is 1. Is it okay? Is it okay, Nandana?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we got the values of X. Now you divide this in intervals. You divide this into intervals. So the whole interval is from 0 to 2 pi. Here we get the value pi by 4. The next value is 5 pi by 4. Pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4. So we are dividing this full interval into 3. 0 to pi by 4, pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4 to 2 pi. Pi by 4 means it is 45, isn't it? 5 pi by 4 means 5 into 45. That is it 225? Is it correct, Diya? 5 into 45. Yes. So you select the first interval 0 to pi by 4 in the interval 0 to pi by 4. So what is the value, known value we can consider here? 0 to pi by 4. Gayatri?
30.
30. We can consider 30. Okay. So you find out what is f dash of x. Find the sign of f dash of x. F dash of x is tan x, isn't it? Easily we can calculate. Tan x. So what is tan 30? Positive, isn't it? Is it positive?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can say f of x is increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 4. It is increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 4. Now you consider the next interval 45 to 225. Which one you can consider? You take one value between this case and find out is it increasing or decreasing. Which value you are going to consider?
Nine.
90. What is tan 90? It will become infinity, isn't it? Will it become infinity? So what will be the sign you will guess? What is the sign?
Positive.
It is positive. Or you can take 60, tan 60. 60 is there, isn't it? You can select the known value there. So you select a value in between pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. You can take 60. Okay, if you don't know the other values, which are the values known to you, consider pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. You can take, is it positive or negative? So is it positive? Is it positive, Rijas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So it is increasing. F dash of x is greater than 0. So f of x is increasing in the interval pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. Now you consider the next interval. In the interval 5 pi by 4 to 2 pi. 225 to 2 pi. If you want, you can take some values like this, 330. How will you find the value? Last year we have learned all those things. How will you find tan 330? 330, we can write this as tan of 360 minus theta, isn't it? 360 minus 30. Zano, 360 will coincide with 0, so it will be same as tan of minus theta. Notice tan of minus theta minus tan theta. So will it be positive or negative? Okay, recall the methods we have learned in trigonometry. It is tan 330, which is negative. So we can say f of x is decreasing in the interval 5 pi by 4 to 2 pi. Is it okay, Naurin?
Yes, ma'am.
So finally, you can conclude it. In which all the intervals it is increasing, in which all the intervals it is decreasing. Okay, practice these questions in trigonometric functions, give more importance. Okay. Now, once again, we can come back with the last chapter we are discussing. That is, the last topic we are discussing is maxima, minima. Okay. Maxima, minima. We are discussing about second derivative test. In second derivative test, what is the method to find maxima, minima? Recall the steps in second derivative test. Given a function f of x, we find f dash and f double dash, isn't it? We equate f dash of x to 0. After equating it to 0, then what we will do? We find the sign. Okay, we find x and we will substitute that in f double dash. If f double dash is positive, it is a point of
Local.
minima. It is a point of local minima. Positive means it is a point of local minima. And if f double dash is negative, it is a point of local maximum. Okay, this is the method we discussed, but we have not yet started doing the problem. I think we did one simple question we did. Now take your textbook. All of you take your textbook. Take a pencil. Take a pencil. Exercise 6.5. Look at the first question. Exercise 6.5. Are you all having the textbooks with you? Those who don't have, take the textbook and get ready. In exercise 6.5, look at the questions given there. First one and second question. In first question, you have 4 subdivisions. Second question, you have 4 subdivisions. The question is, find the maximum and minimum. But these are all important 1-mark question. They are all 1-mark question. First question, second question are important 1-mark question. Okay. Then fourth, yes.
Can you say again?
Exercise 6.5. First question, all the subdivision. Second question, all the subdivision. That is, first question as a whole, second question as a whole are 1-mark questions. It will be asked for 1 mark. Okay. Similarly, fourth question. Okay. Fourth one. Prove that. Instead of prove that, they may ask whether the following is the functions have maxima or minima. Means you should be thorough with these questions. Okay. I'll be explaining that, but you mark it because you can expect such questions for 1-mark question. Again, the fifth one, absolute maxima minima, fifth one. Absolute maxima minima, fifth one. Then, okay. Then there are some results given there. Okay, if you take the 19th question, okay, that and all are some proof. That are all some proof. Look at the statement 19th one, Gayatri. Read the question 19th one. Show that
all the rectangles inscribed in a given fixed circle, the square has the maximum area.
Okay, in a circle. Circle is fixed. Suppose you are given with a circle. Okay, imagine you are given with a circle. Okay, the radius, everything is fixed. It is not changed. Within this circle, we can draw so many rectangles. Yes or no? I can draw a rectangle like this. Okay, I can draw a rectangle like this. We can draw so many rectangles. What do you have to prove? When we draw a rectangle, when the area becomes maximum, it will be a square. Actually, it is a 6-mark question. But this is a proof. So the question will be asked, among all the rectangles, which one will have the maximum area? 4 options will be given. Circle, rectangle, trapezium. If you know the statement, you can answer it correctly. Is it clear? So understand the statement and solve it. Is it clear? Similarly, the next one. Here and all, if you are thorough, then no need to do it. Inside the circle, you will be getting the maximum area if it becomes a square. If it becomes a square. Similarly, the next one. Of all the rectangles, sorry, not next one. Of our, not 23rd one. 23rd one. Okay, 23rd one is also a similar question. These are all some standard questions. So inside a sphere, inside a circle, you are inscribing one sphere. Inside a sphere, we are inserting one cone. Okay, we can insert so many cones. Okay, we can do cone like this. So what is given here? Volume of the largest cone. Although we are able to inscribe many cones, volume will be maximum when what happens? The volume of the sphere will be 8, volume of the cone will be 8 by 27 times volume of the sphere. When the volume becomes maximum, volume of this cone, inscribed cone will be 8 by 27 times the volume of the sphere. Okay, so like this, although it is a statement questions, that and all may be asked. Okay, don't worry. When we do this, you'll become more thorough with this. Okay, I gave, why I insisted means actually this exercise, 6.5 exercise is very important. This exercise as a whole is important. Every year we get 5-mark question, 6-mark question from this maxima minima. Okay, now let us start with the exercise 6.5, first question. Okay, look at the first question. Find the maxima and minimum values, if any, for the following functions given. Okay, suppose if such functions are given, don't expect that we have to do the second derivative test. Instead of doing second derivative, we can find by studying the properties of the function. You have studied the properties of function last year. What is the maximum value for the domain? What is the minimum value? Look at the first function. Look at the first function. Who is ready with the answer? What is the maximum value and what is the minimum value? F of x is 2x minus 1 the whole square plus 3. We are squaring a number, isn't it? We are squaring a number. So what we know about this function? What do you know about of that function? When you square a number, what happens? It will be always positive, isn't it? When you square a number, surely this 2x minus 1 the whole square is greater than or equal to 0. Will not be getting a negative value. And as x increases, what happens? As x increases, if I put x is 10, value will increase. If I put x is 100, when we square it, it will increase. So value will be going on increasing. So what is the maximum value you will get? Can you fix the maximum value? This is the maximum value. Is it possible?
No, no.
No, isn't it? Are you able to understand, children? Suppose I put x is 1. I'll get minus 2 minus 1, which is 1 the whole square. Okay, now for the time being, don't bother about this constant. You look at only this function. Here it is greater than or equal to 0. It is always positive. For this function, what is the minimum value? For 2x minus 1 the whole square, what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value? We can't define the maximum, isn't it? Why? It goes on increasing, isn't it? So here maximum value is not defined. We can't define the maximum value, undefined. But what is the minimum value? When we square it, what is the minimum value?
3.
Will it be 0, isn't it? I'm asking about this function. I'm asking only for this function. For the time being, you concentrate on only the square function. So maximum value is not defined. Minimum value is 0. So what will be the maximum value of f of x? What will be the maximum value of f of x? For this, it is undefined. So undefined plus 3. What is it? It is again undefined, isn't it? We can't define. So the function f of x has no maximum value. But what about the minimum value? Minimum value here is, for this part, it is 0. 0 plus 3, which is 3. Okay, first you consider only this function in x. We consider that function in x. Is it okay, Dia? So the function may be changed. Suppose the function is, if it is asked like this, x plus 1 the whole square minus 5. Method is same. You consider only this function x minus 1 the whole, x plus 1 the whole square. It is always positive. So squaring, when you square, the value will be going on increasing. So for this function, no maxima. And minimum value is 0. Maximum, no maximum is there, but minimum value is 0. So what about f of x? For f of x, what is the maximum value? Maximum value is, here it is undefined. If you subtract 5 from undefined, it is again undefined. So maximum value is undefined. And what is the minimum value for f of x? The minimum value is 0 minus 5, which is minus 5. The minimum value for x plus 1 the whole square is 0. 0 minus 5, which is minus 5. Okay. Do one thing. This first two questions are based on this model. Modulus function also similar to that. Try to solve it. We'll be discussing it in the next class. Anyhow, try to solve it. Okay. Okay, children. 1 second. Alvin is present.
And we should solve the first question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, first one, second one, try to solve it. Okay, try to solve it. Okay. Okay, children. Thank you.